Welcome everyone, it's Paper Strigmar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. It is time for what is possibly the most ridiculous character I've ever had in this game. And it's time for some experiments. I'm not joking when I say this character, Mithrala, is a character that not many people can comprehend. This character is like almost on the level of Brogni. It is absurd. It's mind-boggling that I'm even trying to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. What you're about to see is something that only Brogni and a couple of other team comps can do potentially. Because this team comp has lasted over 50 turns situationally, which is longer than an unkillable team can last. Situationally. I know that makes no sense. But it happened on Brutal, and I think it did happen on Nightmare. Although I don't know why she's not landing her decrease attack. That could be a major issue. Well, let's see if she starts landing it. There you go. This does a shocking amount of damage for a number of reasons. Mithrala's shield is actually overpowered in a lot of ways. She is also a poisoner, so there is no need for additional poison. And this character, I may actually use her to clear the Ice Golem 25 challenge, which may sound extremely far-fetched until you realize how overpowered she actually is. She is not even fully booked. Just wait until I fully book her. She will be even more overpowered. Never mind the fact of what might happen if I pair her with, let's say, Mashald, if Mashald decides to show up. This also allows Ninja to fully power up his BS, which is pretty sick. Granted, in this setup, Arbiter is usually always in danger, unfortunately. But this team setup has done an unbelievable amount of damage, even with some... I'm going to try it with Dracomorph and with Dracomorph and the other one. I'm going to try to check her accuracy. Her accuracy has got to be very high when it comes to Nightmare. Because she's got to be able to land that decrease attack consistently. Mithrala and Arbiter can do the rest with the thing. That's the issue here. Ironically. So I remember this being ridiculous. Like I swear it was before, especially on Brutal. But it seems that the weak link is actually going to be Sepulture on her accuracy. Because that needs to land more often. See, this would have worked way better had it been the accuracy higher on that. It also works better with Geomancer. Geomancer on this is disgusting, by the way. Like, disgusting. Yeah, the problem with Ninja in this setup is that he just doesn't have the like long-lasting longevity that you really want with this team. Because if you want it to last a really long time, you want generally a very durable damage dealers. Like, if you want to go over 50 turns, you'll want Geomancer. As mad as that sounds, you will want Geomancer. Because Geomancer is ridiculous in this. I mean, it lasted 31 turns, but Ninja isn't a good showcase of this. It's much better with Geo. Because Geo distributes the damage more effectively. Although, this is still doing better than I expected considering how far we wiped. This is what I'm talking about. This is actually kind of legit. I should have used Geomancer, though. Geomancer would have been the better call here. Because Geomancer can tank, and he distributes the damage. Keep in mind, this is Nightmare we're talking here. We're already on turn 38. Just imagine we had Geomancer here in this. I know you're like, but Geomancer, isn't he an epic? Isn't he bad? Yeah, he might be an epic, but he is a champ that most of you guys can't even comprehend. Especially on a long turn basis. Here, I'll show you. Before all you Geomancer doubters, I'm going to try him. Y'all think he's going to be a joke. No. You don't get it. When he gets going, those who think this champ is a joke are about to get a big shock. Because he does some evil things, this Geomancer dude. Some very evil things. If he gets going and he's allowed to last in a team like this to 50 turns, you better believe, or past 50 turns, you better believe he's going to start doing things. Geomancer things. All he has to do is last. Mark my words. Just watch. He will do some disgusting things. Like, I swear, I tried this on Brutal and I didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way. There's no freaking way he's going to do this. And then he does it. So. Because he distributes the damage and reflects it back at the boss. See how much little less damage we're taking? And how much more it's taking? Like, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. And it only gets better because it keeps magnifying. See? His Stone Guard passive keeps magnifying. Now, we could try his Dracomorph as well, but we do have some poison with Mithrala. Say. And we can do some disgusting things with the clan boss once Geomancer is fully established with the Mithrala poison. This is the might of Mithrala, the forgotten Snake Queen. Almost nobody on the planet has her because she's so freaking hard to get. But once you do get this monstrosity, be prepared to be amazed. She does things. In fact, she's the reason I'm starting to clear Doom Tower hard. That was previously considered impossible for free-to-play players. Yes. This is the might of the Snake Queen. She has joined forces with Arbiter. And I'm also planning maybe to pair her with Skull Crusher as well. The extra speed's helping. There we go. Got the decrease attack. Look how little damage it was dealt there. Say, and then there's the HP burn with the poison from Mithrala. And then there's the decrease attack. Then the untouched by death path. You see how this is working, right? You see this? It gets better though. Because after turn 20, Geomancer starts to ramp up his damage tremendously. Because that reflective passive starts to get into effect. And that is where Geo really, really shines in this setup. And he lasts too. He's not squishy like Ninja. He lasts. Say. This is what I'm talking about. Now, yes, Arbiter isn't ideal for this, but she does have a bunch of benefits with this. But yes, Geomancer is going to start to ramp up dramatically very soon because these reflective passives are starting to add up a lot. So every time the clan boss goes, and he's going to distribute the damage. Every time the clan boss goes from here on out, I wish you could petrify the clan boss. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? If you could, like, just petrify the clan boss. Like, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? If you could petrify the clan boss. Get that burn in there. Okay, she gets some heals. Okay, decrease attack. Oh, perfect. There we go. Brimming Silix. There we go. Ooh, nice. Nice. Good buff increase. There we go. There we go. Some poison in there. See how long this lasts? If I'm lucky, I will get to last like 50 turns or something absurd. Like, I know I did it on brutal, like no sweat, but on here I'm a little sweating. Like, it does a lot of damage though. And this isn't even at its final form, by the way. She's not fully booked. Her cooldown on her move is not fully booked. By the way, I just want to point that out. This isn't its final form. Like, and I don't think Geomancer is that well geared either. If he was better geared, there's a possibility that this team could be even more disgusting. So there's hidden potential here. Okay, we got the decrease attack. That's the untouched by death passive. Oh, Mithrala is down. We're probably going to die now. Mithrala is that core to this team lasting, that her getting busted is the end, pretty much. Because she is literally carrying that entire team. And she does more damage than Geomancer. If that doesn't tell you how powerful, I did more damage with 2 keys than this person with a freaking Mashald and a Dracomorph. On Nightmare. Nightmare. This is the might of Mithrala, and it's not even at its full form yet. Just wait until she's fully booked and I get some better gear on one of these other champs. Like, this stuff, it has the chance to be very nasty. She has 310 accuracy, though. That's a trip roll on accuracy, but... Okay. So we're going to want defense 60% gloves. Minimum. Or maybe a shield with better stats. The accuracy would go up, but our HP would take a tank. See, that's part of my issue. Huh. I'm in a bit of a quandary. That's about as best we can do for now until we can get some better gear. That's a bit embarrassing. See, this is what we're talking about here. Alright, so that's accuracy, is that defense. Yeah, I'm gonna need better gear to get this done, to be perfectly honest with you. As crazy as that is. I still think putting that on him might be better. Oh yeah, I get some HP. Not bad. You want to keep his accuracy very high, because you need him to make sure he lands his stuff with 100% land rate. So yeah. Defense 60%, HP. We want her to be very tanky. Tanky as possible with a bit of accuracy. A lot of speed, too. We want speed. Accuracy is actually a little on the low side. But my problem is if I sacrifice her defense or whatever, that's going to kick me in the teeth. So that's where... And if I kill her speed, that's also going to be a massive issue. So this is where I'm also going to have to farm for speed gear as well. Yes. So we're going to want that. We're going to want some burns out here. I want to cooldown reset. And maybe some extra revive and heal. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted again. At least we got some burns out of that. Alright, it's time to activate the cleanse. It's the will of Plarium, man. I'm telling you, everyone underestimates the will of Plarium. That's where she comes from. She's born of the will of Plarium. Only way to get her. The will of Plarium. Okay, first off, I'm going to change her out for Syl because we need more heals. I'm not getting rid of the turn meter, like the reset, because I'm going to be honest with you. We need resets. There we go. And better yet, they didn't steal any stone skin, because stealing stone skin is going to dramatically hurt us. Like, dramatically. Boom. No burns. Alright. This is not good. Decrease buff duration. If I had a Kymar though, we'd be cooking. If we had a Kymar, but we do not have a Kymar. Not yet anyway. Game has tried to give me Kymars, 20x on Kymar, everything on Kymar, but the game just never give me a Kymar. I don't understand why it never gave me a Kymar, but it never did. Or a Mashald. It's a whole bunch of champs I don't own still. At least I have Mithrala though. Because Mithrala doesn't involve RNG, the nemesis of mankind, RNG. Mithrala is just hard work. Hard work and some champs that are good, but you don't need specific ones. You don't need the specific RNG, you just need certain stuff for the Hydra. So it's a lot more friendly in some ways than these other champs that can troll me for like 5 years. Trying to get him out of there. Trying to get a heals here. Okay. Come on. Get him out of there. There we go. At least we're getting the burns out on order. Granted, Arbiter's in danger. Notice how Mithrala is not even in danger. Living legend she is. I'm telling you, Mithrala is not a joke. They all think that Mithrala isn't nuts. But it's time to put that idea to rest. Look at that. Every time she puts up that hex, of course it eats that. Of course it eats that. Come on, we need to get some burns off here. No burns. Well, that's rubbish. Come on. This is when she's going to get booked, and then it's going to help us out a lot. I'm telling you, when she gets booked, this is gonna go better. Guaranteed. Almost 3 million point blank. This is an experimental team. Not bad. I mean, it could have gone better. Part of the problem is she isn't booked. That's part of the issue. But she's even better in Clan Boss than she is versus Hydra. I will be getting some coins for that. Unfortunately, since I lost access to the blue stacks on this, I gotta figure out maybe if I make another instance, I gotta set up how I'm gonna do that. Because the one thing that she's not the best at is Fire Knight. Because of certain issues where she doesn't guard enough of my 2 champs. That's where Ultimate Death Knight, as dumb as that is, takes over. There are certain places where she doesn't do so hot compared to Ultimate Death Knight. Because of Ultimate Death Knight's like near absolute ability to I mean, Mithrala should be a mythic. Like, straight up. She should be a mythic, but she's not. It annoys me. But oh well. She's as about as okay, I'll put it this way. Mithrala is the closest thing I've had to a mythic champion ever. So yeah. Take that at face value. I've also figured out how to make Elden Ring work again. So look forward to me doing Elden Ring again soon, potentially. Because Elden Ring is going to be something. The reason I use Fire Knight 20 versus the lower Fire Knights for part of this quest has to do with the fact that Fire Knight 20 is the longest Fire Knight I can clear without egregious hassle. And that's why I use it. Because anything longer than Fire Knight 20 starts to get really annoying. And I don't have a ton of options to really humiliate Fire Knight 21 to 25. You also need pretty gnarly, we're talking gnarly gear to take on Fire Knights 21 to 25. We're not even talking about hard mode. Now, the main thing here is we want to get the Fire Knight in a loop. And the reason we want to get the Fire Knight in a loop is because his slam damage is just that high. You don't want him to take a turn. Because if he takes a turn, you're donezo. Pretty much. That's my main approach. And the Cold Heart and the Fire Knight, Cold Heart and Allure try to stop him from taking turns. As the last thing you need is Fire Knight taking turns. We'll be here all night, even all day, all night into the day, if we let Fire Knight take a turn. You don't want him to take turns. Someone will fall the second he takes a turn, and we will lose a lot of time. In fact, we did already lose some time earlier. Thankfully, he only took one other turn, and that's that. Yes, Fire Knight 20. Unfortunately, that piece was not valuable. I still need to get my blue stacks fixed, because this isn't even blue stacks. I have one blue stacks alive left, and it's the other account. Like and subscribe. I'll see you later. And also put some notifications on if you can.